Welcome to phase 2. This is your GNC Total Lean Challenge, and I'm Steve Pfiester taking you through the last day of the last week of phase 2. Again, these last days, they're the tough ones. Now, this is gonna have 8 exercises in this circuit. We're gonna try to go through 2 or 3 rounds of this, 12 to 15 repetitions per exercise. Now, we're gonna end with a sprint, so make sure you go ahead and download this. Make sure you know all the exercises before we get started. I'm gonna take you one at a time through all 8, and I'll tell you some points of performance, things you need to look at, things you can do, and things you shouldn't do. The first exercise is a single leg, straight leg deadlift. It's for the glutes and the hamstrings. One leg has to stay static. I like to bring it out of the way and prop it on something. Once my balance gets really good, I won't need a bench behind me. But for now, straighten out that back leg. All my pressure's on the front leg with a slightly bent knee. I'm focusing on that forward glute and keeping my core straight. I'm pivoting only at my hip, up and down. What you don't want to do is let that back bend at all. All the pivoting comes from the hip. Make sure you continue 12 or 15 reps and then change legs. If you don't want to use any weight, it's still very effective. But by now, in phase 2, we should be able to use the dumbbells. Up and down, slight bend in the leg, all my pressure's in that heel. After the straight leg deadlifts, that was 12, 15 on either side. We're moving into bench press, dumbbell bench press. A few things to remember here, lift up in your pelvis. I want my pelvis and my shoulder blades touching. My arms are going to be in neutral, not jacked up here. Bring them into your side into neutral and press all the way up, all the way down. The important thing to remember is to stay lifted through your thorax. Your sternum stays up. Your arms are down, even with your chest. 12 to 15 reps, up and down. No starting, no stopping. It's not necessary to come up here and squeeze or to stop at the bottom. We want continuous motion for 12 to 15 repetitions. Feel free to change resistance. I'm gonna stay with the same resistance so that I can jump right into my squat to press. We did this with the barbell earlier. We're gonna go ahead and use our dumbbells to save time and to really get this going. Squat to press. I stand up, I extended my hips, pushing on my heels to active shoulder. And I lower the dumbbells back down, what we call the rack, before I sit. So in other words, don't do this. Don't sit as you're lowering. Press up, bring them to the rack, then sit. Press up, lower them to the rack, then sit. Pushing on my heels. I want my glutes and my hips to do most of the work. Fantastic exercise, 12 to 15 reps. Crazy how much cardio you can get out of these anaerobic exercises, but when they're done right, 12 to 15 reps with only 15 to 30 second break, it's crazy what it can do for you. The next one, split squat jumps. We're gonna be in a lunge position, hands on the hips. We're going to plyometrically switch our legs at the same time. I like to come into active shoulder, arms overhead. At this point, I think you're ready for this. Arms up, not bent, up and active. A few things to remember. Do not let this knee go in front of your toe. Make sure you come up and change together. If you can't quite get this yet, you will, but here's a good modification. Step touch, step touch, step touch. Look at the way my body stays forward and I push back. That should help you modify. You're still with us, you're still getting it done. 12 to 15 reps, 15, 30 seconds break in between. Inverted row is the next exercise. It's fantastic for the back as well as the biceps. It takes a lot of core stability. We're gonna activate the glutes and the low backs so that we stay extended in a good inverted plank while we do a row. It looks like this. Hands shoulder width apart, legs out, come up. You have to make sure that you stay in good plank. And row up and down. If you need to modify and bend your knees, you can do that as well. You rock stars, stay in good plank, squeeze and down, squeeze and down. Fantastic exercise, 12 to 15 reps. Again, 15 to 30 seconds break before our next exercise. 3 more exercises to this circuit, we're getting it done. It's very systematic and it's purposeful. That's the important thing about the Lean Body Challenge is it has purpose. that's what's changing your body. All right, we're moving into virtual jump rope. We're gonna go into 60 seconds of virtual jump rope. So you can just watch a timer or watch a clock, but I want those arm circles. Make sure that you do virtual jump rope. The next exercise is walking lunges with weights. Roll those shoulders back and down, stay up nice and tall. Keep your weight on that forward leg. Make sure your posture stays good. Don't let that forward knee come in front of your toe. All right, the last exercise is the Mac Daddy. It's a 60-second sprint. To sprint properly, your feet don't hit flat nor the heel touches. You stay on the balls of your feet, you push off of your toe, you lean forward and you get it done. 60 seconds of a sprint is very taxing. Then you're gonna try to go back through these 8 exercises 2 or 3 more rounds. After 3 rounds of these 8 exercises, you're not quite done yet. We need to finish with 10 minutes of elliptical, just as a little bit of a cool down to get stretched out, cooled off so that you're ready to rest.